I'm almost finished with my new GeoLayers Battle Maps course. If you want to get updates on the release date and pre-sale discounts, check out the link in the video description. So creating map animations in GeoLayers can be very time-consuming and tedious. In this episode of Monday Maps, I'm going to give you a few tips that will help you create beautiful map animations as quickly and as easily as possible. So I'm working for a client here where I'm mapping out different island nations. And for this first animation, the client wants me to fly in and show Cuba, and then jump over and show Iceland, and then Madagascar. So for the first tip, you want to download map features. So if you go up here to the search bar in the GeoLayers panel, you can just search these locations and you can download them as polygons. So I'm going to click on Add to Browser, and I'm going to grab Cuba, Iceland, and Madagascar. So now I have these three map features as polygons here. Now you can obviously use these map features to draw out shape layers, but you can also use them in a very powerful way to control both the position and the animation of your map view. So let me show you what I'm talking about. If I want to position, I could just double click on Cuba, and that's going to zoom in right to Cuba and perfectly frame it up. I can do the same thing with Iceland or any map feature I have really. And I can also just quickly grab all three of these by shift clicking and then clicking on Fit View to Feature. And with multiple polygons or map features selected, it will automatically fit it to all of those features. So this is actually a great view, and I want to start my animation here. So what I can also create as a map feature is something called a map view. This will save out all of the parameters of your MapComp. So if I click on my MapComp here and I go to Effect Controls, you can see the different effects here. There's 5 in particular. We have latitude, longitude, zoom, bearing, and pitch. And when I save out a MapComp view, you just click on Add Features to Browser, and right here you have MapComp view, and it will essentially save out all these parameters. So now I have this cool MapComp view. Now I have all my features, I'm ready to do some animation. So tip number 2 is use something called Animate to Feature. It's really simple. So I have my playhead here, and I like this beginning position here. Now I want to animate into Cuba. So I'm going to grab Cuba, and then I'm going to click on Fit View to Feature. And right here you have these animation methods right here. And I'm going to click on Animate View to Feature. You can see there's a little map view symbol with the keyframe symbol. So if I click on this, it's going to say, hey, how long do you want this animation to take? And I indeed want it to be 3 seconds, and I want it to start from the beginning here. So I'm going to click on Create Animation, and if I hit the U key, it's going to bring up all the keyframes here. And now if I play this back, you can see I've got the beginning of my animation here, flying into Cuba. I'm not going to finalize my map here, so the imagery is going to look super low res. That's perfectly fine. We'll finalize at the end and then render it out. Okay, I can actually repeat this process and just create my entire animation using this particular Animate View to Feature. All I need to do is manually position the playhead now. And I want to go a little bit further, and now I want to fly over to Iceland. So I'll grab Iceland, do Fit View to Feature, Animate View to Feature. And now I want this to take a little bit longer. I'm going to do 6 seconds instead of 3. And now when I click Create Animation, you'll notice that some other keyframes have been added. And if we play it back, you'll see what's going on. So now we're flying out and over to Iceland, which is much nicer than just straight flying over to Iceland at that zoom view, because it would have been just crazy and nasty and you wouldn't have been able to have any context as to where you are. And now I will go to the end here, just past the last keyframe, and I'm going to do the same thing for Madagascar. We're going to animate this view to feature, create animation. So yeah, just imagine manually adding these keyframes. It would be, a lot. Hey, so if you're enjoying this video and you want to learn more, check out my GeoLayers 3 masterclass. There's a link down in the description. So now from Iceland, we're going to fly over to Madagascar. Nice and smooth. Okay, and now if I want to close off this animation and actually make it loop, I can zoom back out to my world view. So this is the same view I have at the beginning here. So now I can click Animate View to Feature, and we want this one to take 3 seconds again. Okay, so now you see how quickly I animated this pretty complex map animation flying to 3 different locations, and you can see all the keyframes here. If I tried to manually do this, it would have taken a lot longer. So this is very top down and it's pretty static. Like when we fly into Iceland here, even though it's there just for a second, there's no movement for just a little bit of time. So I want to have some kind of constant movement here. Well, if you go down to bearing and pitch, you'll notice that there are keyframes on these parameters, these 2 parameters at the bottom here, but there's no actual change here. It's just adding these keyframes as I did the automation fit view to feature, but there's no change. So I want to manually change these. So I'm going to go ahead with all these keyframes for bearing and pitch selected. I'm going to double tap on S, which will solo these parameters. And now I'm going to delete all these keyframes. So tip number 3 is adding some kind of constant movement to your map to keep things interesting. And I can do this pretty quickly and easily by animating bearing and pitch. And I want to do this as efficiently as possible. So I'm going to use this ping pong technique. So this just requires 2 keyframes. So I'm going to be rotating this via the bearing. So I'm going to rotate it so that it essentially does this infinitely. I can do this with 2 keyframes with a loop expression. So I'm going to start off at like 12-degree bearing. I'm going to add a keyframe, and then I'm going to go out here and I'm going to add another keyframe that is the opposite. So it'll be -12. So now I have a little bit of a bearing change, but I want this to loop. So I'm going to alt-click on the stopwatch here, and I'm going to type in loop, and we have a couple of different loop expressions here. I'm going to go to LoopOut, hit enter, and now in the parentheses, I'm going to add quotation marks. And this is going to bring up 4 different, basically, methods of how we want it to loop out. I want it to ping pong, which will basically be it'll go to this, and then it'll ping pong between these 2 parameters infinitely. So if I click on ping pong, that will add it. Now I'll hit enter. Now this is just going to constantly change the bearing here, and it's just going to go back and forth. Now I want to grab both of these. I'm going to right click, and we want to smooth this out via an easy ease. Also, if I want to maintain my perfect loop that I've got going on, I need to make sure that this is divisible by the length of our comp here. So our map comp is 20 seconds. Now if this loops, I want it to basically be divisible by 10. So if I want to, just do this as subtly as possible, I could simply go to the 10-second mark and drag out my keyframe here. And now it's just going to do one big subtle movement this way, and then it will loop back out. It'll ping pong back, and then by the time it gets to here, it will loop. So this will be pretty seamless. And I can actually do the same thing with pitch. So I'm going to grab the pitch, and let's pitch it out to something like this, maybe 25. Actually, I'll do 32, and now I'm going to add a keyframe, and we'll go out to the 10-second mark. And let's say maybe we want it to pitch out even further, like down to 43. And I'll do the same thing here. We're going to add some easy ease, and we'll do the same loop out expression. You can actually go to your other expression and just copy expression only and then paste it down here. There we go. Now when it zooms in here to Cuba, you can still see it's spinning around, slowly spinning, and we have a very subtle pitch change as well. So this is just going to give us some constant movement and just make the map look much more dynamic. Just the pitch change makes it look so much better. And now it will seamlessly loop. Now you'll notice that the timing of this is a little off, so I'm going to hit the U key. And we have this big gap here. So if I want to retime this whole thing, I can grab all 3 of these parameters keyframes here, and I'm going to hold the Alt key and grab this last one. And this allows us to essentially relatively move it here. And I can, bring it all the way to the end here like this and perfectly time out this entire animation. And now if we go to the end here, this will seamlessly loop. So this is a great tip, using this Alt key to move things, because if you want to retime just a specific area, you can do that. Which leads me to my next tip here, which is adding markers. So if I basically have none of the keyframes visible, I can't really see what's going on. So I like to add markers. So what I would do is I would add a marker right here to my comp, and then hold the Alt key to drag this out, and it's going to give you like a duration marker. And now you can double click on it and add a name. So I could call this Zoom to Cuba. And now this allows me to see this right here, and then I can go ahead and add another marker over here and do the same thing. You don't have to make it like a duration. This just helps me out. And now this will be Fly to Iceland. This is really great if you're working with other animators. They're going to be able to see what the heck you're doing here. My final tip is to add motion blur. When I'm flying around this fast and this much, I like to add motion blur to really help sell that motion. And in GeoLayers, you can add motion blur to your comp by going into the MapComp settings right here, and there's a little button right down here, Imagery Motion Blur. So simply toggle that on, and if you've drawn out any features, you'll want to toggle on motion blur as well via this little switch. There you have it. In just a few minutes, I've created a pretty complex animation. So hopefully these tips will speed up your workflow and make your GeoLayers experience a bit nicer. Again, if you'd like to learn more, check out my GeoLayers masterclass, which is linked down in the video description.